Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Conversations with Dams. And we're continuing our series on International Women's Day, which is Give to Gain. And I'm sure you've enjoyed the last episodes that have gone up. I hope it was something that was valuable for you. And again, I have someone here with me. I actually have my sister. We're going to be talking about money. And I purposely kept this one to the last because, this money issue, we must crack it. We have to crack it. But I have Lara Ojo here with me. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. You know, when I thought of this whole grand idea in my head, like 5 Sundays, 5 women, who can I call? I just started buzzing everybody in the morning. Can you do this? Can you do this? And it's really been good. But before we go ahead, because money conversation is always serious, before we go ahead, I wanted to ask you a question, which is sort of like an icebreaker. And the question is, would you rather do or get paid 200,000 for 5 days work in office, or you rather get paid 75,000 for 2 days in the office?
Okay, hi everyone. First, before I answer that very difficult money question, thank you very much, Dami, for having me here. I do not take it for granted at all. Thank you for the privilege. It's been awesome seeing some of your other videos that you've been doing.
Oh, thank you. And yourself, she's just been humble. She too, her videos have been. But anyway,
well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate this opportunity to be one of the people that you've considered to be part of this whole 5-week series, especially in March for our International Women's Day. So now back to that $1 million question.
Yes. What will you do?
Ideally, easily, one would have just naturally said, "Oh, I have money. I'm going to give away. I'll just take 200,000." But I think the answer is also really case by case dependent. So different people, different things might work for them.
Yeah.
Personally, me as a person, first and foremost, I kind of value my time because I strongly believe that the measure of our life or our destiny is really time. Anyone that takes your time is taking your life. That's what I mean. Because you just have limited time. So if you celebrate 40 years and you're supposed to use 90 on earth, what you're really celebrating is 50 more years to the timeline. So that being the case, it means that if someone is going to take extra 3 days of my time commuting to the office to pay me extra 125,000 naira, I think I'll have to run the math. Does it really equate to more of the value that I think that time could have afforded me doing something else? And as a person, personally, like I said, my time is really very important to me. I think I most likely might tend towards the 75,000 option. But turning towards the 75,000 option would not just be that I then have extra time on my hands just to lazy around. I'm going to find ways to channel that extra hours that I'm then not going into the office to earn more than the 125,000 pounds. If I can't earn more than that, bro, let's go to the office and go collect the 200,000 pounds. So that's what I guess I'm going to do. So more likely where I am right now in my life and my career, I probably will do the 2 days because I know there are a lot of other things that I can do that can help me earn a lot more than that.
I mean, that really makes sense. And I like the angle that you talked about where you said, like, whatever takes your time is actually taking your life. So if someone might say, oh, I can do this 75 and you're not doing anything with the other 3 days, then you have to probably rethink it, like, okay, what's the point? Why did you not then reduce your number of days? And then there's nothing also coming in. You should have as taken the 200 and just keep doing the commuting. But I mean, it's interesting, as you said, this case by case basis. Like, it depends on where you're at in life at any point. At some people's career right now, they're just starting. So that 5 days is quite needed because you need to get used to work environment. You need to get used to how to talk to people, how to relate, emotional. I mean, all of those things. So it's good. But I think I'm with you too. 75. And I rather, in fact, if it was even fully remote.
Absolutely, because then I can be a nomad and be in other countries and
Yeah.
But I like the point you raised around where one is in their career, because for someone just starting, I don't see a reason why you should be considering the 2 days. Really, you need to be able to learn to interact with more people, because proximity also helps. When you are around other people, you pick things from them. So I quite agree. But in my career, I've done almost 14, 15 years. So I think to an extent, I've reached a stage in my career where I think I'm better positioned to be able to take that option, just like you said.
Yeah. So now that we've answered that, so I'm glad you mentioned you've done almost 14, 15 years. Please just do a brief intro. Let our audience know you. Like, why should Lara be the one talking about this finance thing? So let our audience hear that.
All right. So I think first, like I said, it's a privilege really to be the one talking about this. I won't say I'm the best that could do justice to this topic and all of that. But some of the things I would say might be helpful to be able to help me be in a spot to be able to have this conversation is first and foremost, all through my almost 15 years career, I've worked with financial services. So I started out my career, apart from, because I studied back in Nigeria, so apart from internship and NYSC, from when I actually started working, it was in a bank, and it was one of the top banks in Nigeria, Guaranty Trust Bank at the time. So it gave me that exposure to see how money works. Even though I wasn't directly working in the finances, but finance section of it, I was working largely in tech, but the tech side of the bank. But because I also had interest around money, and I've seen a lot of people that have the potential to do a lot of things, but either because of financial limitation, they are not able to do the extent of what they can do. So all of that while growing up helped me realize that money is important. It's actually the lifeline of our economy. And if I need to be a major player in this thing, I need to understand how it works. So my going into most of those financial services institutions was not just to get my paycheck, it was also to understand how it drives the economy. So that was one of the things. Then apart from that is, like Dami, you mentioned earlier, I also have a little community that I started recently where I talk about finances, I talk about helping people with things like budgeting, helping them understand the importance of investing, helping them understand taxes in countries like the United Kingdom, helping them understand how to navigate the mortgage system, helping them understand debt and all of that. Because what I've also realized is that a lot of people don't understand financial literacy. And it's unfortunate that our educational system, they take us to school, we learn about how to make money, but we don't learn how to manage it. We don't learn how to multiply it. We don't learn how to preserve that money even to future generations. So those are actually the drivers that made me go all out to understand how this thing works. And by the help of God, I've helped a couple of people in their finances also. And just to mention, my Instagram page is Personal Finance Body. So it's Personal Finance Body, where I talk about all of these things. And then I also have a little community on WhatsApp where we learn from each other, because really it's a journey. There's no one that can say they're there yet. So that's me in a very short nutshell.
Oh, that's really so good. Really, really good. 15 years, that's a long time. Looking at it, like just thinking back, 15 years ago was 2000 and when now? My math
21. 2001.
2001, yes, literally.
Yeah. No, sorry, 2011.
Is it 2011? Why does it feel like
2011?
This was correct?
2011, we're in 2026. 2011,
That's
2011.
Okay, just thinking back, it's even at that, even to 2011, it's actually a very long time. And I like the fact that you mentioned that most times in schools, they teach you how to, in fact, you are trained to make money. Nobody's telling you, oh, maybe be an entrepreneur or you can make money this way. It's such a schooling that They tell you when you finish, once you do this, go to uni. Once you finish uni, get a job. That's the next thing. It's just such that training. And I'm so happy that you've talked about. So let's begin to get into the questions now. And I would like to talk about women, because obviously we're talking about, this is the season of International Women's Day. So what would you say, in your view, is making women so scared in quotes, to talk about money? A woman will naturally not ask for, or most, let me not say woman or women, we're always the one who will shy from asking for a promotion, or someone tells you, oh, you cook well, can you cook this for me? You'll be like, oh, sure, how much? You will not even ask how much. Sometimes you just say, I'll do it for you for free. And we're the free type. Why is it that we're mostly afraid to talk about money?
That's a very deep question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say the main reason why a lot of women were quite hesitant, or a bit, we hold back when it comes to all these money conversations. First and foremost, I think if we go to it, in my own opinion, I think it's also quite structural, in the sense that there is that societal conditioning to who a woman is perceived. So generally, because, well, norm is that women are just, we're caregivers, we're fixers, we're all of these things, we take care of the home and all of that. And up until quite recently, when I say recently, I mean the last couple of decades is when women really started working. Before, everything about a woman is just, you have to be at home, take care of the home, which is really very beautiful. And also the other side of it is that men are seen usually as the providers, they are the financial experts and all of that. So there's that conditioning that we women naturally have, that when it's money conversations, most likely it's for the guys. They are the ones that should be having such conversations. And then it stops us from going ahead to talk about money. Another thing that I would even say also is a major concern is the confidence gap, which touched to the example that you made. So if you see a woman who maybe cooks really well, and then instead of her to think of a way of making a business out of it, or be able to charge for such, a guy most likely would immediately be thinking of
yes.
Those guys, they don't joke. But we women were a lot more conservative when it comes to things like that and all of that. True. So and that whole confidence gap also then goes further even into things like investments. So we women just think that, when it comes to investments and all of that and financial knowledge, it's a guy's thing. We just really don't necessarily step into that space. And another thing is, still touching on the structural point that I made earlier, is that if you check, most, at least until quite recently, most times in most organizations, there's that there's that pay gap, and then gender inequality to pay. Even though a lot of organizations, and there's a lot of drive around changing that, but that also is impacting, because if you see a guy and a lady who are counterparts, most likely the guy might be earning a lot more than the lady, even if their skills and capacities are usually the same. But like I said, that is starting to change. And finally, because we women, biology or nature also has bestowed upon us that at certain times we have to procreate. We are the ones that would have to either have career breaks and all of that. So it's all of these dynamics together. So it's not just one thing, it's multiple things that have then put it together that has made women a bit drawn back when it comes to these whole conversations around money, having such conversations and everything. But I think really we need to start thinking differently around it, because like I said, for example, when it comes to in the modern world these days, at least in the US, a lot of the CEOs of a lot of organizations are even women.
Yes.
So that's starting to change. Exactly. So that's starting to change. Women are starting to be on the board and having such conversations. Then I know there are also a lot of communities, because knowledge is also a concern. A lot of women don't have these they don't have the time, because they are the ones taking care of the home and all of that, so they don't have the time to be able to learn about how finances work. But the good thing is that there are a lot of small communities for women, like hair economy, how you invest, and a couple of others that are being set up for women to be able to learn about how this finance whole thing can be demystified so that it can help them get into that situation. Then lastly, I think also the good part is that there's even a proven success story to it that women usually, when it comes to investing, effectively they tend to do better than guys. And the reason is because guys are usually more risk takers. You find a lot of guys involved in trading. They can easily do things. But most times a woman, if she decides to invest in something, most times they put it there for the long term. And then in most situations, it gets to yield a lot better. So what am I saying in summary? Is that I think we need to start shifting that narrative. Yes, it used to be like that traditionally, that women shouldn't be having this conversation about money and all of that, but that is starting to change. So we need to seek ways to learn about how money works, have these conversations. Do not let the fear of judgment, oh, I have a debt and all of that, stop you from having those conversations. Get into communities where fellow women, we can discuss these things, hold each other's arms, keep each other accountable, and then be able to start making that financial stride that we really need to.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot to unpack in what you said, right? And I like the fact that you said there's a lot of apps and a lot of communities that people can get into. Apart from the ones you even mentioned, there are a lot more if people do their research. In fact, these days it's even easier. Just go to Ask AI or your ChatGPT. They'll give you recommendations. Then you can now. So ChatGPT is not financial advice. So you need to be very careful. Yeah. Do your research when it gives you those options, and then okay, which one do I choose? Which one do I not choose? Now, I've heard Joshua Selman say this thing. In fact, he says it a lot. He says the only anytime he's talking about finance or is taking a message of finance, and he always says one thing. He says the only way money grows is by investments. You cannot keep money in the bank, no matter how long you keep it for, whatever time, 50 years. If you put in 50 naira, it's 50 naira you come back to find it after 50 years. If you put in 50 pounds, it's still 50 pounds you find there after how many years? So, having said that, what investment mistakes do you see women making most often? I mean, the first obvious one is probably knowledge, because there's no knowledge of. They don't know, they just stumble on something and say, let's do a job. Okay, let's pack in money. That's the basic, right? that people do. So what mistakes have you seen that are people doing or even making or women making now? And you just, when you hear it, you cringe like, oh no, you shouldn't be making this kind of mistake. If you talk to this person, if you had talked to this person, you won't have been in this kind of situation.
Okay, I really like that point you made, and really about investment, because investment is like the wheel to help your money really grow. So there are a lot of mistakes that women make, a lot. But because we have limited time, I'm just
wow. Let me sit up for that one. Let me hear.
I'm just going to touch on a few. So one of the ones that you mentioned, which I really like, is around just putting your money in the bank. I think that's the lamest one to do, because there's something called inflation. And in simple terms, what it means is that the purchasing power of your money reduces with time.
Wow.
What your money can buy today, it's not going to be the same thing it can buy in the next 5 years. And let's bring it to reality. So a bottle of water, for example, how much is it right now? Maybe 1.3 pounds.
Yeah. Thereabouts.
As at some 6, 7, 10 years ago, it was probably maybe 80 cents. So that same 80 cents as at some years ago will not buy you the bottle of water today.
That one is even too far. I still bought sweets there's one sweet I used to get at Tesco. It used to be 85p, and I'm so pained because I can remember the price. 85p. Tell me why I went last week and I'm seeing it for £1.40. Why? Like, what happened?
Inflation happened. I like that question. What happened? Inflation happened. So that's why you cannot just afford to put your money in the bank. That money has to be an employee. It has to work for you. For me, when it comes to my money, I'm a slave driver. Yes, you have to be. Why would you just sit pretty in the bank when me, the one earning you, I go out day in, day out to get more of you? You too, you will do some work. So yeah, we can't afford to just put our money in the bank because it's not going to yield for us. So that's one major mistake I see a lot of people make. Another mistake that I see people make is that the fear of, I don't have a lot of money to invest. I don't have a lot of money. It's too small, blah, 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 and all of that. Well, let me shock you also. When it comes to savings and investments generally, yes, size matters, but even small size is better than no size.
Wait, say that again.
Even size matters,
yes,
no doubt. But small size is better than no size.
Okay.
Because investment is a multiplier effect. And the multiplier effect can be, let's say, times 1,000 to make it easy for this purpose of the conversation.
Yeah.
If you invest £10 and investment being a multiplier effect, after a while, that £10 times the 1,000, which is the multiplier effect, becomes 10,000. If it is £1 you invest, times the 1,000 becomes £1,000 because it's a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
But £0 times 1,000 is 0. So you don't benefit from that multiplier effect. So when I hear people say, I don't have a lot of money, yes, that's the more reason why you should even invest, because you don't have a lot of money. Because you need to then start. And like someone I really respect says, there's scarcely any seed that I know that is big. Most seeds are small. Most. So just still start. And the way God is, because I also used to really wonder that, yes, if the money is small and you start investing it. So there's this thing called compounding interest, where if you put your money in, over time, the interest starts to yield interest, and then the interest also starts to yield interest, and it keeps growing. But compounding interest thrives in time. So if I should put it very lamely, if you start investing, say, maybe $100 per month, let's say at the age of 20, by the time you're 65, you probably will be getting close to £1 million. Pounds. Yes. But most people will be like, 45 years. I don't have that time. I can't wait. True. Me too. I don't want to wait till I'm great before I start driving my Ferrari. So I want to start enjoying it now. So where the balance then is that still start investing. Now, this is the beauty. When you consistently invest, it builds the investing muscle in you, or that consistency in you. That muscle is being built.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that God is faithful. He will reward that consistency, and he rewards it in different ways. One way he could reward it is in opportunities coming. So for example, I'm sure you hear cases of someone tell you that, I'm sure we hear of distressed sales, or even someone saying that, I have this item. The true worth is maybe £5,000. But if you have £1,000, I'm going to give it to you. My dear, if you don't have that £1,000, that opportunity just left.
Oh, wow.
Now, the other thing is that most people will say, but opportunity might not come and all of that. Everyone always has an opportunity in their lifetime. God is faithful. Everyone. Even a clock is right twice. I mean, the one that is not working, let alone the one that is working, you would always have your opportunity. So consistently save that little you have, because opportunities could come that you can leverage on. Then another thing that it also helps us is that at times, I've heard people that are in jobs that is really, really miserable for them. If you had something going on, it helps you to be able to make such bold decisions to say, I need to leave this job. It's not working for me. If you have something put aside. So those are some advantages of being able to start, no matter how small. Another mistake that I see a lot of people make is trying to time the market. So now this is going a little more into investment, but I won't delve too much into it so that we don't take too much time. Now, timing the market is like saying that, if I want to buy this particular investment or this particular stocks, I'm going to wait till the price is at it, or till the market drops before I go into it. Now, the truth is that you really can't be sure. Exactly. You really can't be sure of when it's going to go down or when it's going to come up. And you're only going to enjoy that whole time in the market if you are right twice. In the sense that if you accurately predict when to go in and you accurately predict when to come out. And none of us has a crystal ball to be able to do that. So don't bother trying to time the market. Just have a consistent approach towards investing. The little you have, consistently do it. Then another last one, since we're talking about women, since it's for us women and it's International Women's Day, is that a lot of us that are in marriage relationships or partnerships, we don't leverage that union. Now, the scripture says two are better than one. They have a good word for their labor. Trust me, that thing is not just a statement, it's the reality, especially in the UK. So I'll give a basic example. Let's say you and I, we both earn, I'll just throw numbers. Let's say we both earn £60,000.
Yeah.
And let's say I'm a guy and we're a couple. You know that we are better off compared to a single person earning that same 120.
Yes. Yeah.
Put it in AI. I mean, for those listening, you can put it on ChatGPT and it's really mathematically, it's better. And then another thing is that it also helps to accelerate wealth building. Because two of you, for example, let's say you want to buy a property. I'm just using an example and say you want to get maybe mortgage or even you want to buy it outright.
Yeah.
Both of us can easily contribute. If the property is 100,000, all each person needs to bring is 50,000 each. And we get that 100,000 quicker. As opposed to an individual person that needs to bring the whole 100,000. Yeah. So women treat finances in isolation. Leverage being married. So we should think of an hybrid model in our marriages where we are having joint finances, even though we still maintain our individuality, but leverage the idea of being married so that we can quickly build wealth as a family. You shouldn't be that woman where you're secretly building house by the side. You're doing yourself ill. And so also the guys also. So I think it's balanced when it comes to this. Yeah. So I'll just pause there. Like I said, there are a lot of mistakes that people make when it comes to investments generally. And then diversification is another thing, putting all your eggs in one basket. In investments, you have to spread your risks.
So, I mean, this is just as an aside, just off what you said. Can you actually get wealthy from investments? This is just random thought question in my head. Because as you said, I don't want to invest. I started at 20 years. You started early. It's good, right? But is it at 65? I want to now start driving my Ferrari or whatever, because that £1 million at 65 might look like £50,000 now because of several factors. I mean, so many things that are going on. So can investments actually make you wealthy, or you just know that you have something that you can bank on or that you can pull out at some point or the other? I mean, this is just off my head or random thoughts.
Which is a very, very valid question. Can investments actually make you wealthy?
Yeah.
In my own opinion, I strongly think yes. But is it only investments that will make you wealthy? Maybe that's where we will now say only investments wouldn't. So the way I see investments is, like the example I gave earlier, is the multiplier effect. But you still need something to come in. So for example, you might need to still maybe get a job, or still acquire skills, or even be an entrepreneur and doing all of those things.
Yeah.
But those things should just be your funnel in to bring in the money, to help you increase that money that you then put into investment that will help you multiply it and churn it out a lot quicker. So that's the way I see it. Just investment alone to get to where you need to get to, you will get there.
Yeah.
You might not get it as quickly, maybe in your 60-something. But also, I think we need to then look at other things that can help us so that the weight of what we're even putting in the investment then starts to grow. So someone putting in 100 would get a lot more than someone who is putting in 10, than someone who is putting in 1. What will determine the 10, the 100, or the 1 is other things that you're doing.
Yeah.
But you then need to put in an investment that helps you put the times 1,000 in front of those figures so that you get the multiplier effect.
That makes sense. I mean, just thinking of it from that angle right now, Yeah, actually, I mean, and obviously, and again, wealth is relative to people. For some people, once they just have breakthrough 50,000, they are wealthy in their head. Like that's the cap in their head of wealthy. Some people is 1 million. Some people is just whatever figure that they put in their head. So again, wealth is relative to some people. Some people is what they call this thing now, jackpots. Let me just hit one jackpot somewhere, right? Let me let them call my number in one draw. Once I have that, I'm
good. But can I also quickly mention that I know we're talking about finances, no doubt, but I think when we talk about the concept of wealth, is multifaceted.
Yes.
A lot of us just look at the money side of things. What's the point of you being like? I know someone would say that if you have someone on sick bed, $1 million doesn't make sense to them.
That is true.
What they really want right now at that time is health.
It's their health.
So when it comes to wealth is multifaceted. There's the spiritual side of things, because that gives you that relationship. It helps you feel that void in you. It helps you connect to the Almighty God. So that's the spiritual side of wealth. There is the physical side of wealth, where is then you have a vibrant life, or the family that you have. There's the mental side of it, where you're saying $1 million is useless to a mad person.
That's true.
There's the health side of it, and then there's the money side. There's the relational side. What's the point of being very wealthy and you don't have friends, you don't have people around you? So before you can then truly, genuinely say you're wealthy, we need to look at all of those things, and there has to be that balance. That's when we can then get the beauty out of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a good angle again to bring it out from. Like, they're different, but it's not just money. Most times we just quantify wealth with how much you have in the bank, how much you have in assets or whatever, which life is much more than that. So I think I'll just quickly go to the next question, which is, what is a financial boundary you think women should set? Now, okay, you've told us now, you've given us back those, you've hit our head now with this thing. I said, go and start investing. Now, in terms of investing, what boundary do you now think, not even just investing, just generally as women, like what boundaries do you need to set in terms of just financial mapping? Maybe someone comes to meet you and say, oh, can you just because we're emotional sometimes, not all the time, or some women, we just say, I wanted to, I couldn't, I can't say no, I have to say yes, kind of thing. So what are the
it's like you pull the answer out of my mouth, and that's just it. I think the major one, and that's the only one I will give. I'm not even going to list a lot. Yes, there are a lot of boundaries you can give, but the major one is being able to say no without feeling guilty. Yeah. We're very emotional beings. We're told we're carers, we're fixers, and then we should sacrifice our life for people and all of that. But yes, also, I'm not Jesus Christ. He has sacrificed his life. I will love my neighbor as myself. But if I am not full, you can only give from a place of strength, really. So if you don't even love yourself enough, how can you love the next person?
Yeah.
And also, if you notice, most times in airplane, or even in let's say there is on water, they will tell you that you need to wear your oxygen
mask first, exactly,
or your life jacket first, because you can only pour from an empty cup. Yeah, so it's being able to say no when we need to say no, and also not feeling guilty about it. Now, there has to be a balance there, because we also have to be able to be generous. I mean, you have to be able to give. There's the scripture that talks about there's he that withholdeth more than his need, and he tended towards poverty. But the scripture said more than his need. So there's still a portion of the more than it. So it's you giving, but with boundaries. And I don't think it even makes sense, for instance, you going into debt to be able to help someone. So I think, in summary, so that we don't belabor this point, is understanding that we're not the Messiah. Jesus Christ is the Messiah. We have been called to help, but you can only effectively help people. And I'm not just saying from a relationship standpoint. I mean, even to friends. You can only effectively help them when you are out of the pit. If both of us are in the pit, I can't help you out of the pit. It's when I come out of it, that's when I can pull someone else out. So, and then being able to separate between trying to understand the need for safety and then putting that balance there to be able to effectively help other people. So I guess the main thing like I'm saying is try to learn to say no when you need to say it.
I know.
And other times when you need to give, please be generous. And how that can be helpful, because I also don't like giving advices without solutions on how to do it. Is what I try to do that has helped me over the years is because I know I also have that savior mentality at times where you just want to help everybody.
Yeah.
Is to put a budget to it. To say every month, out of my salary of X amount, 1% is what I'm allotting for giving to people. Now, if someone should ask for a need beyond that amount at that time, I'll tell them that I don't have that much, but this is the little I have.
Yeah.
Can you wait till next month so that I can then give? Because I know most times also we need to be able to help people that are genuinely in need. So yeah.
Okay, that's a very good one. I mean, just before we started doing this video, I saw one post that the person said that he's in a debt of £28,000. First, what even threw me off first was that he said he's on a £33,000 salary, but he's in a debt of wedding debt of 28,000 because he was about to get married and somehow his wife's family said no, you can't kill one cow. You know how they used to do, it has to be 10. Anyway, right now he's in the situation where he's now in a debt. He had saved 6k, or he thought okay, maybe 10k will do this whole wedding, but somehow everybody was dragging him. Now they've dragged him so low, he's now in the debt of 28, and the people that were telling him, oh, you should do this, you cannot do this, you cannot wear this kind of clothes, this is what they wear now, this is what they do now, blah 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 blah. Everybody has gone. I left him.
Can we even normalize not going into debt to do weddings?
Yeah.
Can we please?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I'm always saying it that when I get married, I'm not going to go into. In fact, well, let's not.
Even now, thinking back, even at my own wedding, I was like, I was just looking like this was unnecessary. This was unnecessary. This was in my head right now because there's no point. Exactly. Like, why?
One day.
Why? This was not necessary. It doesn't have to trend. It doesn't have to be on Instagram.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be on wherever, anywhere. You don't. That's not. It's just one.
People don't care.
They don't. People have moved on. It's like Instagram age right now where as you are posting your own, in fact, as you are doing your own that day, another person is doing their own. Bella Nigeria is posting the two at the same time. So
there's no point. Let's not pierce ourselves with unnecessary strain just to, it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's so true. I totally agree with that, with your point. Let me just ask you this next one now. So in UK, we know that in fact, the tax thing is going to go on till about, is it 2030, if I'm correct, from what was extended. So the steel tax was announced. In Nigeria too, everybody has come. Everybody wants to collect their share. In short, every government right now wants to collect much more. So how can women use their skills to help other people and while still benefiting others financially? So for example, maybe someone who, I'm just trying to give a random example. You know, there are some things that can be easily monetized. So maybe I know how to cook. It's easy to charge for that. But let's say things like, you just know how to advise people, and somehow when you advise them, maybe they come to you for maybe marriage counseling or something more deep or emotional that people can't really see. How would that kind of person just go ahead and say, okay, now I want to start charging you for my advice? How do you want to do it?
Okay, so that's a very interesting question, and I think it's multifaceted. So I'll just pick it in bits and pieces and then try to tie it up. So let's start from the end where you started. Someone who has discovered that a lot of their friends, a lot of people are always gravitating towards them for advice.
Yeah.
Well, that means that there's value there. What I'll just say is learn how to then refine it, package it, and make a product out of it. That's just go learn how to do that. And there are a lot of resources online that you can use to then see how you can make a solution out of it or sell that to be able to get something. Now, you talked about taxes. I completely agree. It's like every government wants to have a portion of their...
Everybody wants to collect.
Yeah. But what I also think is that when it comes to taxes, and that's where a lot of the wealthy people beat a lot of we middle class guys. They understand taxes. A lot of we middle and then the lower class people, they don't. Wealthy people pay to understand how taxes work. Because yes, even most of these governments that are trying to collect their portion, in a lot of those rules, they've also put ways to help you alleviate some of the burden of that tax. And most people think that, it's only for maybe the very wealthy people. You must be earning a particular amount before you can enjoy. I do not think that is the case. Like I mentioned, I have a platform where I talk about some of these things, and I'll give an example. Irrespective of, at least for those of us in the UK as a case study, irrespective of where you find yourself, there is a tax benefit for you. And I'll quickly run through examples. So for example, if you are married and then let's say your spouse earns less than 50,000 and you are not working, there's a tax relief that you can get. For example, if you both are working and then you're Christians and you give to a church, either you give your offerings or your tithes in a church that is registered in the UK, there's gift aid, so you can get tax relief. Let's say those two don't work for you and at least you are an employee, you get salary. Pensions can help you reduce your tax burden. Let's say you are a person that has a spare room in your house. If you rent it out, there's a rent and room scheme where you can get tax relief. If you are not an employee, if you're a business person, and you have your family, let's say your wife and children that help you maybe as part of your business. Let's say your business is, you have a shop and they help you with maybe inventory taking and all of that. You can have your children, if they're up to age, as employees of your business, and then that reduces your tax burden. So there are a lot of ways where a lot of us don't know. And if you don't know, you can't leverage this. And the unfortunate part is that the UK, they would charge everyone the same tax on the surface. It's those that know that then go ahead and go and claim back. So for example, there's scarcely any year that I don't claim back at least at the minimum £1,000 from the government, HMRC, at the minimum. And that's because I know what to go and ask them back for. Because if you don't ask them, it will go. They will not call you back.
That's so
it's about understanding how taxes work. Because if you don't understand how tax work, you reduce how much you can really take home at the end of the day.
And that's one thing I've really learned, especially in this UK. If you don't ask, everybody will keep quiet, like, all is well, all is good. So you ask, I say, sometimes it's even just in terms of, I even do it for my subscriptions. Maybe I run it for a while, maybe a Canva or something. I just said this month, I'm not doing. When they come to all their questions, why I'm not doing, I don't want to do.
They're not saying give me discounts.
So can you pay 60, 50? I said, so you could give me this before. I do it well with all of this, my subscription. I said, so give me, I can do it. 50, at least let me pay the half amount for 3 months or whatever. I mean, I was surprised the day he walked with one. I said, I'm not doing. They said, what? I said, I'm not doing. I don't want to do. I think it was Linktree or something, or one of these apps. I said, I'm not doing. And then they were like, would you mind paying just £3 for 6 months? I said, so wow.
All the while you could
give me. And then I had to ask, but it's just a kingdom principle. If you don't, even in Christianity, right? If you don't ask, you don't receive. God is not going to assume that, my daughter is crying, she needs this. This is what she means. No, ever since he asked, he gave her that wife. Never. You will not choose. He won't assume anything on your behalf. So you have to ask, and that is so true. That point that you made. So now, how do women, now let's talk about finances and your mentality, right? Because when you talk about finances, it's not just money. As they always say, money is a spirit. So there has to be some level of mental attainment, or wherever you are at, that commands that flow that you're looking for and all of that. So how do women shift from a mentality of, this one is not enough, I don't have, this one, I can use it to do this one. This opportunity is there, but this money is small. I cannot do it. I cannot do that. How do we shift from that scarcity mindset or mentality to let me drop this thing now? I know that, not because you're certain of the future, but you'd be like, let me even take the risk. Even if it doesn't work out, let me take the risk. As you said, you are training that your the muscle. Let me drop it and then let's see what the future. You just never can tell what that will yield in the future. So how do we navigate or help with that mindset? And then, do you know of any book that can help with financial mindset? I mean, something you can think of. I know I probably didn't send this to you, but if there's any book that you can say, or podcast or something people can listen to be able to help them.
Let me start from the last one.
Yeah.
There are lots of books, but I think some of the very good ones. Psychology of Money. That's really very, since we're talking about mindset, Psychology of Money, very, very good book. I think that's one to start with.
Yeah.
Then another book that is good is Think and Grow Rich. So those are good books that would help you change how you view money. Yeah, they're good books. Another very good book, I know a lot of people don't talk about it, is the Bible.
Yes!
The Bible has a lot of principles of money. No, jokes apart, it has a lot of principles. You talked about, for instance, that you should just, when you were mentioning that you could just still put it there because you don't know what tomorrow. That's a Bible scripture, I think in Ecclesiastes 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It talks about that. It talks about seed time and harvest. It talks about investing. It talks about diversification. The Bible is full of instructions on wealth and also changing our mindset, because as a man thinks, so he is.
Yeah.
So it's really very important. Those are good books. Yeah. Now back to the other question around the scarcity mindset. I think what might be helpful is, first and foremost, to understand that the pie is not limited, as in the financial pie is not limited. A lot of us think that it's limited. That once you get more of it, you've taken the portion that I'm supposed to get. No, that's not true. There's a lot of wealth to go around. Yeah. So we need to start seeing that abundance mindset, because even the cloud and nature shows some of these things. I don't know why we human beings at times we don't look at nature to be able to glean from it. The sky is wide enough that irrespective of the number of birds that keep being birthed,
that is true,
there's still a lot of space for them. Even the number of stars, I don't know if you know the number of stars that are there and the galaxies, but still there's still a lot of space. They are not fighting each other, so there's a lot of space. We need to start having that abundance mindset. And I think the Babylonian system in the world tries to make us think that things are limited, and then we all try to grapple for it and struggle for it. That is not true. That's true. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is that we need to also understand that when it comes to the way our mind works, is like I'm also going back to nature again, because I like to also draw insight from nature. The Dead Sea, for example, that keeps receiving. Yeah. That's the Dead Sea, because it never flows through it. We need to see money and it's like blood. When it flows through, that's when it shows that there's health. Once it's stagnated, that's death already occurring in that spot. That is true. So money needs to flow. And it's just like our fingers. So let me show my fingers right now. If you have your fingers and then if you close it, you already limit the number of things that can come in. The extent of what can come in is the size of my palm. But if you open it up, as I've opened it up like this, I can carry a bag, I can carry big plates, I can carry multiple, because my hands are open, I can carry a lot more. So I guess what I'm trying to say is change that mindset of, things are limited, to first of safety. In the sense that, do I have enough at least to be safe? And when it comes to safety, it means, for example, do I have at least the basics met? Yeah. Emergency funds, do I have those? And once I have those, I am in a better place to be able to give. Because once you then give, the way it is that it would always come back to you. Even scripture says, give, it will come back to you. Yeah. Good measure, press down, shaking together, running over, shall men give back to your bosom. But if you don't give, if you don't let it flow out of your hands, it can't come back. It's a feedback loop. Yeah, so we need to change how we think about things. It's not limited. There is a lot of wealth. Then lastly, I think another thing I wanted to talk about, which ties to the point you made earlier when you talked about AI, but I thought it was also a very good point, is also finding evolving things. So right now, I knew years back, social media was the evolving thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of those that positioned themselves, they were able to get wealth from that area.
That's true.
Now, amongst a couple of other things, AI is. So we should start thinking of how to better position, because AI and this whole thing that is happening will lead to a lot of wealth transfer.
Yeah.
Wealth is going to move again.
Yeah.
So how best you're positioned would help you leverage the whole situation. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I was just listening to someone that just said this is 2026. Those that invested in 2016 are better off. At least bad as the bad. Okay, market shifted, something happened. At least they invested something in 2016 and see where we are now in 2026. So you don't want to come into 2026 right now and say, I don't have again. It's too small. Because whether we like it or not, if Jesus tarries 10 years from now, 2036. You don't want to be biting your fingers. Sometimes when we're young, when we say, where were our parents were, or when they were making this kind of decision, when we hear things like that, you hear people say things like that, like where was my mom? What were they doing? Now that some people are parents, some people are going to be parents, you don't want your children to get to one age and say, what was my parents?
What were you doing?
What are you doing? What were they doing with their life? When everybody, it's not comparing, but that's the truth. And as I said, if you're a parent right now, I'm speaking especially to parents right now, I think I just need to put that in, is that especially if you have kids right now and all of that, you are now someone else's background. So you can't be 30 or 40 or whatever age, or 45. I'm saying, it's my parents, that mistake that they made in 19something that is the cause of what you're doing or the cause of your predicaments now. No, you're already someone else's background. Someone else is looking up to you and saying, hey, I hope this person is making the right decision for me. I hope this person's blah, blah, blah is doing this for me at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, what I'm just saying is that we need to stop. We need to take responsibility for whatever situation or actions. Obviously, there are things, life happens, a lot of things happen, but the things that are within your control, as you said, emergency funds, that one is within your control. As far as you're working, you should be able to put something aside at a point and say, you know what, something can happen. With the way layoffs are even going, I just read one last week or so, like 10,000 people were cut off from imagine 10,000 people off a job already, all because AI. That's what they said. AI has come. AI is taking over. There's no need to have you here again, and it's happening so much in the creative, especially because, and it's the truth, AI can do the things that right now I don't need an editor. I'm doing it on my phone. My videos, I don't need a phone. I'm paying AI stuff to do it for me. Like, okay, this is the video. Find the best caption. Find this one for me to do. So we need to be able to think about those things right now. Wow, it has really been so eye-opening. So please, guys, let me know what has stood out for you in terms of the comments and all of that has been said. Just finance in general. It doesn't have to be anything we talked about, but if there's anything that stood out for you, or you even have a podcast that you regularly listen to that give you, well, not financial advice, but at least it makes you better in terms of mindset, please drop and let us know. Now, let's go to the last question. Someone is 16, someone is 18 right now, a young lady somewhere. What is that one financial advice you give to that person? I mean, from some young people right now, they think, 30 years is far, retirement is far, it's none of my business. I don't have to think about right now. Let me even look for what I will eat. Let me look for where I will sleep and all of that. And those things are necessary because it's the basic of life, right? But what will you tell someone now, that young woman who is 16, or if you just could speak to your 18-year-old self, like, what would I have told her at that time?
That's a very, very good question. And I think a perfect way to wrap all of these things up.
Yeah.
So if I were to see my younger self,
yes,
what I'll tell my younger self is, first, understand the different stages of life, because life is also in stages.
Yeah.
And by understanding the different stages of life would mean that I need to know what I should be doing at different stages. And knowing it helps you maximize the benefits generally of that stage, so that you don't carry the burden of that stage into the next stage. So that's the first thing I'll tell my younger self. But the other key thing that I will tell myself is, as much as possible, to try and acquire knowledge. Yeah, I think that's really very, very important. I will tell myself that I need to try and acquire knowledge, because once you are in the stage of knowledge, or once you are from the standpoint of knowledge, it gives you an edge, it gives you a leverage to then be able to take hold of opportunities when they come, and also to be able to maximize your life. So I guess the simple things that I would tell my younger self is, first and foremost, understand the different stages of my life and what I need to do in each stage so that I can maximize it. Then acquire knowledge. Relevant, useful, practical knowledge. I need to acquire those so that I can effectively live a balanced life, and then make the best of my life and maximize my time. So those are key things that I will take away or for myself if I were a lot younger. Now, for our viewers who either are not really young, or they are also maybe in their mid life right now, wondering, okay, so I can't go back, what then can I do? Is that all hope definitely is not lost. The mere fact that there are certain things, I mean, a lot of us wish that there were certain things that we could have done better in the past. Rather than beating ourselves up against what we should have done, is right now that I'm here. The best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is right now. So what can I do from now? And then receive the courage to be able to step into it and do those things, so that I can start making my time count.
Wow. So all hope is not lost. If you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, or wherever. I mean, to be honest, we've heard of people who started companies at 50 something, at 60 something, where people will have thought, this one's already going closer to the grave and all of that, and they picked up something at the end of the day. So if you're young, if you're 16, please get all the knowledge, the right knowledge, not just knowledge, because that's the age we are in now, is the age of information, and there's so much. And if you're not careful, I mean, I was having a discussion with my sister-in-law on the last podcast on skincare and all of that, and I was asking, like, there's just a barrage of information. You hear someone say, use vitamin C like this, don't use vitamin C like this, and so which one are we going to listen to? Because there's just a lot to hear from, right? So on TikTok now, everybody, or Instagram, YouTube, everybody has a YouTube channel on this finance, something finance, that one finance. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge. So please get right knowledge. Reach out to personal finance body. She knows what she's talking about. I'll drop the details in the description. I'll drop a handle. And you also spoke about a community. If they want to join, how do they join that community?
It's also on my Instagram page, the link to be able to join that community.
Okay.
Okay. And we're hundreds of people there.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's really good. I mean, we can't do life alone.
Exactly. It's always easy if you're accountable to someone, because you know that means going to ask me that, Lara, but you say you're going to save this amount. Okay, that will make you to keep running. But if you're doing it alone, the other times I might be like, I can't be bothered. So that accountability also helps. We hold each other up.
Oh, that's really good. And maybe I'll bring you up, just something that running through my head. Not maybe, I would definitely bring you up at another time where we can talk about how we can amass wealth as Africans in diaspora, because I feel like that's a whole different topic. It's a lot to unpack. It's a series, right? I mean, because we see some other people of another community, how they come in here and in months.
Let's even name the community Asians. Those guys aren't playing. I respect them. Wow.
I don't know how they were, what they built in themselves that they were able to trust themselves that much. It's unbelievable.
And there's strength in numbers.
Yes.
A single broom cannot sweep a house, but I mean, a single broomstick. But when you come together, you achieve a lot. No. That's one thing we Africans, like you said, let's park that topic.
Yes, yes. So
really,
please, if I see like up to 100 comments, I'll tell her to come back. And we can talk about that discussion. But wow, it's really been so interesting. The money topic. Now, we said we're going to spend 30 minutes. Trust me, this is almost 1 hour.
That is 1 hour. And I promised I was going to stick with 30 minutes.
I knew it wasn't going to. It was not possible. When it comes to money, I know. Even myself, everybody wants to know how to make it, how to keep it, how to the next big thing.
And interestingly, we didn't even go into all of that because we didn't talk about things like index funds that you should invest in, or target funds, or what. But there's a lot when it comes to money, really.
Yeah. So definitely you're coming back again one time. We'll talk about that whole African community, and then we'll talk about, okay, fine, I want to start investing. Where? Because again, there's just a barrage of someone say, oh, don't do this, do that one, don't do that one, do this one, don't do this. No, buy into this company, don't buy into that company. What is S&P? I don't know what S&P is.
500 and all
of those conversations. So I think that is really needed to have, and just when people are sure that they can have someone to hold their hand, someone who's experienced like you, I'm sure it's something people will want to hear about and know about. But thank you so much for coming on the channel. It's been great having you. Thank you. I do not take you for granted. I do not take it lightly at all, because I
think I should be the one saying that. I mean, it's a real privilege. I really, really appreciate, and I enjoyed myself. It's been a really fantastic conversation.
Yes, that's always the main thing. As far as people enjoy themselves, they're relaxed. They're open to talk about what they want to talk about. So yes, that's fine. So that is it for this episode. I'll see you all on the next episode. That one, I'll keep that one under wraps. Not sure yet what that conversation is going to be about, but definitely it'll probably be in continuation of International Women's Day, which will be the last Sunday of the month of March. But till then, stay safe. Don't keep your money in the bank. See you guys on the next one. Bye.